Alrighty, here, waking up. I'm gonna be finishing off the day 3. These tiebreakers gonna get settled and secured here. Unicorns love kind of throwing a wrench into the system. Unfortunately, not able to make it through, but that means that Nation Focus Me and C9 are tied here at 3 wins, 1 loss, and number 1, number 2 gotta be decided. The winner of this match will go on immediately off to the main stage group event, starting up on Monday, I believe. The other will have to hang out and wait for tomorrow or Saturday. I cannot remember, Friday or Saturday, for a best of 5. They're going to play the best of 5 against the winners of the 3-4, which I believe at this point will be Beyond Gaming. Beyond Gaming, and it's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be Beyond Gaming or Galatasaray. So C9 and DFM face off. Winner here gets to kind of take the weekend off. Loser, going to have to hang around, wait around, maybe play 5 more games to secure their place in the main event. Now, opening up the gates here with the bands, Urgot, Rise, and Talon going to be taken off by C9. Urgot being a scary little pick there from EV, we got to see earlier today. Meanwhile, TF, LeBlanc, and Silas, so really focusing down on perks and any characters that he can carry on. And the Leona and Misfortune being separated, I do appreciate this out of Cloud9. And going for the Amumu, I consider this, I'm really at the point where I'm considering the Amumu the weaker Leona. The Curses Set Mummy has great potency for locking down and setting up the Misfortune, and that's been the easiest 1-2 punch that comes to mind for anyone who's played this game for any amount of time. But the amount of utility and tankiness that comes out of Leona with the Eclipse, with the Aftershock, it just provides so much space and can just do so much more than what Amumu can do. So I don't like that support combo. I almost would prefer an Alistar, to be honest. Other side though, Steel and Ari going to pick up Ezreal and Xin Zhao. So jungler and ADC and bot lane secured here. We're seeing the standard rotation of just prioritizing the bot lane and the jungler in the first half of the draft to allow the solo laners to try to get their counter picks, round out these comps. And hovering the Olaf. Olaf going over to Blabber. Not a favorite pick if you want to talk to LS, of course, but as we've seen, and anyone that has watched Blabber for any amount of time, he gets on this Olaf and he can go off. This is an aggressive jungler for him. This is a carry jungler for Blabber. And if the team can play around, if they've resolved their dis-synergy issues, this could be a very scary situation for Olaf running in, bandage toss following, and just allowing so much forward pressure, forward momentum, a very divey, run at you comp here so far. Second phase bans coming out, Gangplank from Nation Focus Me, and Nara banned out by C9. So removing some playmaking, high damage, a good carry out of the Gangplank. Fudge having a decent showing so far in this tournament on the Gangplank. Can't say he's really faltered on it. The Nara ban, Eevee, I imagine that's one of his top played out in the LJL. It's been one of the most popular top laners this year. And let's see what else they're going to throw out here. Irelia, so banning out that carry solo laner. That's a Arya or Eevee ban, to be honest. I would trust that either could play it. And now what do we get? What are we going to see that Nation Focus Me finish this off with? Can't think that there's much else taken. They've gotten rid of the safe pick for Sven and the Ezreal. And they're going to get rid of Gwen. Fudge did have a few good Gwen games in the summer split. It was a busted character on account of the skip and slash, could just chase people down at level 1, did not require a flash on this champion. So, trying to get rid of those pieces, those elements. Now, what are we going to see for finishing off, getting there? Which solo lane are they going to grab here? And Zoe, a legendary pick for perks. They won the spring split championship with a special bubble that hit on to, I forget, well, was it TL? So it hit on to tactical, I believe. So one of his best champions, very pick comp, very forward comp here. Frankly, if that bubble hits anyone, Blabber's going to be able to just hit Ragnarok, run in, bandage tosses from Vulcan, and that person's going to die. So I do like the pick comp option there. Gonna be able to zone out and just provide a very annoying presence. And Set finally making his way into the draft here. Earlier on with Warren casting with me, he is a very big favoring for Set, and I can understand why here. The playmaking, the tankiness, the damage that can come out of this character, we've seen it all year, and it just felt like it had been forgotten through this play-in stage. So it's going to be Set going in top lane, going to be able to... Jace is going to be a good priority, at least trying to secure it, and they're going to lock it in here for Fudge. So Fudge, with the counter pick, is going to take the Jace into the Set, and they're going to really try to probably get him ahead. Once you allow for Jace to really take over a lane and really be that split push threat and put the opposing top laner, behind the curve of the game, behind the lane counterpart, it can really go in their favor. And Jace can put out a lot of damage here. There's a good 3 targets for him to try to poke down and to blow up. So yeah, it's going to be rounded out here. So not much else to really finish off here. DFM also with a lot of good ball delivery systems. Leona, Xin Zhao, and Set all very good people to throw a ball on, to enable, to speed up, and to get the shockwave off should they find themselves very deep in it. A good face breaker and a showstopper and to shockwave could really just decimate a team for a full 5v5 team up fight. And I can't say we've seen a lot of like standing and then engaging team fights. Like, there's no NA RAM going on at this tournament, which has been nice. Teams are not wasting their time, wasting opportunities, standing around Drakes while the enemy team takes it. They're staying on the map, acquiring resources, acquiring gold and XP, which is a good preference, which is a good upgrade from what we were seeing for across the world during the summer split. But I really do feel like I feel like there's a little bit of favor for Denisha Focus Me's comp here. It's just got, I really like it when there's frontline. We've seen a much more bruisery lack of tanks in the play-in so far, at least for what we've seen for matches. Scrim's a little bit curious, gonna have to try to get some gossip on that one. But the only tanks that we have seen has been Scion and Malphite, you could say, but Fudge kind of turned that into an AP bruiser. And the only other one that was likely to show up was Ornn. And we have yet to see Ornn, I believe, played in this Worlds. So any amount of frontline that can come out from top lane or support mostly is really appreciated. There's too many carry options coming out of the jungle. So top lane or support is where the tank presence has to show up, where the beefiness has to show up. Otherwise, the comp, once it gets behind, is going to have very few options to try to get space for the carries to fight back and take the team back into control of the game. So that's all over. Draft's completed, and now we are opening ourselves up here for the final match of day 3 here. It's been a long day, and we're going to see who is going to take top of Group B here at play, and C9 or Detonation Focus Me. And Detonation Focus Me looking for some trouble here, looking to try to set up a Death Brush at level 1. Pretty sure Sven's going to be okay. I'm betting at a certain time where they're going to actually move forward. Fudge and Vulcan looking around here. Blabber as well, poking around, looking for trouble here. Ward's going to go out from Vulcan. So going to get those 2 wards out from both. So 2 wards put down. Sweeper already exchanged. Actually, Gang just starts with Sweeper. Trying to secure this vision. Trying to see if they can just prevent any invades. I think that brush ends up just being a defensive invade at the tri-bush. And not much is going to come of this. And Detonation Focus Me going to be lacking in some information. C9 will be able to infer where Steel wants to start this. Yep, and it looks like Detonation Focus Me are even ping. I believe I saw a ping there as well as the blue pings that we're seeing. So they are very confident in where Steel is where Steel is starting, and also aware that C9 likely warded that area. Yep, so, and spotted Eevee. So, yeah, C9 should be able to actually have a good prediction on where Steel's going to be pathing. He's starting red, which means Blabber is also going to be trying to mirror him, starting at his blue. So, map mirror movements here from the C9 jungler, just to be able to keep up with Steel and match him should he try to go into the top lane to affect that matchup. This bat lane here is going to stay pretty passive. Good engage out of Gang and Vulcan, Bandage Toss, and Zenith Blade. But it's not really clear that either at least bot lane composition will want to really push that. Fudge, keeping the CS clean, trying to make sure that Eevee's zoned off this wave as much as possible. But yeah, I don't really think DFM is going to want to go in too hard on this. Just get your waves, get your CS. Udapon is on a pretty passive pick here in the Ezreal. Going to miss a few CS, unfortunately. And here comes the engage. Mystic Shot's going to miss. Bandage Toss coming out from Vulcan to try to keep himself tanky, but you can just see the difference. Oh, and the Bandage Toss back in here. He's going to have to flash away here, but Udapon's going to flash in on that one as well. And Sven, he's got his flash available. He's going to use it, but Gang just following in the cleanse going to come out just in time after the pop. 2 turret shots taken by Gang, but you see the health difference when Gang goes in with the Eclipse active and with... actually, he's just level 2, so he does not have the Eclipse available. But you just see how much tankier the Leona is in these fights here. Vulcan was down to like half health or less. Meanwhile, Gang was still at like 2/3. It was such a clear disparity. And the re-engage from Vulcan was very savage, was very tragic there. Blabber going to actually get the top side scuttle. And I think he's going to actually got to get double crap here just with having a much faster pacing with this jungler. He has not even skipped any camps. So power jungling from Blabber here on the Olaf is going to net him quite a lot of gold here. And Fudge just needs to play careful. Steel's heading up top. So let's watch this again here. Gang is going to engage on the Vulcan. Bandage Toss actually start to get the aftershock. We see just how low he is. In the re-engage, he's going to hit a minion. And that's just going to ruin the entire player. I don't know what Vulcan was looking for out of that play. Flash coming out, and there's this stun, level 2, second spell. Very curious. Oh, max range pieces cannot hit Perks. So very good fancy feat out of Perks there, keeping himself safe from this 3-man gank. And that's going to be a waste of time for the Nation Focus Me. Oh, Perks trying to actually get a catch here using the spell. Gonna try to assassinate him, but no chance there. Yep. Yep. So the takeaway from Perks away from Arya is good, a good takeaway, but also just a very big power play for Perks. It does provide for at least a free attempt to initiate, because as opposed to having your Mumu going and dying, which is a lot of what we've kind of seen at the in the plans, you can just throw the Sleepy Trouble bubbles out, and if you get a hit, then you can choose whether or not to go in with it. So a lot of good options with that, a lot of free poke and opportunity seeking with that character pick. So now that first blood went onto the Ezreal, which is going to be an accelerant for him. He's going to actually pick up the Cull. So really trying to actually get some gold, really greeting out the situation, which I can appreciate. Once it takes Ezreal like 3 items to get to where he's actually very monstrous, and the gold from first blood getting put into the Cull, really permitting Ezreal to really accelerate, really blow up that gold lead, and will probably put Udapon way ahead in the curve of the game compared to Sven. Right now, I missed the gold change there. It's like 2,400. Couldn't even see what Sven had. But CS difference, not too hard, not too stringent, not too crazy just yet. Yeah, C9's playing scared here right now. They have no idea what's going on in their jungle right now. They don't know where Steel is. Yeah, the pink right there to the left of the screen in the brush, really just isolating Sven and Vulcan. Blabber's going to come through, throws out his own control right into the brush, trying to spot it, and he's going to come through. This might actually be the engage here. Max range Bandage Toss isn't there. Flash not available to try to steal that gap, or close the gap. But that was super close. That would have been an engage. That would have been go button. And Blabber just clearing out the spot side. keeping some control. We're at 7:12, 7:15 into this match, and I think we're going to have a slow pace. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, I missed that. So Blabber actually picked up the first Drake. I don't even know when he did that. But that does put us on a much faster pace for this game here, as opposed to the post 10 minutes Drake that we've seen through most games in this tournament. Oh, and Gang is also way deep into this. Ven's going to put out the cleanse, but he's going to have to try to walk this out. Vulcan's trying to 1v1 the Ezreal, and I think he might do it. The Ignite's on. Oh, and he's going to try to make the run for it. He cannot actually get much further than this, but he's going to run right into Arya. He's going to bandage toss to him, flash over the wall. Shockwave's going to come through, and Wind becomes lightning. Does not hit, but he is going to flash over, get the kill onto Blabber. Gang just getting behind all of C9 in the brush, right by the alcove, and they just can't. They don't even predict it. They don't even check for it, and he just gets to get onto Sven. He does die. The kill goes over to Husha, I believe, or onto Steel. Sorry, wrong team. And that just really sort of messes up the entire. It's really messing up the bot side of the map here for C9, and it's not like that. There's been any real gank options here top side. The wave, every time we've been up and looking up here at Eevee and Fudge, oh, this timing could be a little rough here. Steel is available, but Fudge is going to flash. The wind becomes lightning. Probably a good idea, because if that knockup goes into a face breaker, he's probably going to die. Ultimates are available. And now C9 going to keep up their objective counts here. They got first Drake. Oh, Fudge might be isolated here. He's going to knock away Steel. Wind becomes lightning is going to connect. But it's going to be two map objectives over for C9 here. Oh, good Sleepy Trouble Bubble. I don't think it's going to be able to actually hit that. Yeah. But yeah, so C9 keeping this game close. Gold lead, yes, over in DFM's corner. But this Rift Herald can actually really flip the tides, get some more turret plates on. They've got like 5 minutes left to really get them off. So, and get some of that gold collected. And C9 kind of flirting around here, trying to get this blue buff stolen. And Ezreal's just going to be able to really put down some, get the CS and put some damage into this turret and collect some turret plates himself. Good delay. And this pacing is going to actually be really rough here. Yeah, Ezreal's going to be able to get like 2 turret plates off the bot side here. This is really going to throw... This is where we go back to the question of why would you overcommit resources and bodies over towards the Rift Herald when there's golden XP to be grabbed on the other side of the map here. So Udipon's just going to keep extending sort of his gold lead and his, likely even his XP lead. The CS is still pretty even right now, but there's just a lot of... There's just been 2 waves almost that are just denied and just not absorbed by anyone on C9. Yeah, and he's about, and Udipon's also about to finish the count on that call, so he's about to get another influx of gold, which should help him finish off. I believe he's going for the Divine Sunderer, which has it has a decent ability, be able to actually knock down Blabber, really cut him up and shred him down. Yeah, and 2 dragons over to C9. So C9 doing a good job on big objective management, monster management, we could say. Yeah, and gold lead now tied up here, and they still have yet. Did they drop the Herald? I think they dropped the Herald. Where'd they drop the Herald? I guess they dropped it mid. I'm missing these these major moments. I did not see Blabber catch that first Cloud Drake. I did not see, or it glazed over my face when he dropped the Herald. I believe he dropped it mid lane. Zen, it's a trap. Don't go forward, buddy. Gore Drinker finished over for Blabber, so he's got his big sustain item available, and one little part of the Gore Drinker that most people don't actually recognize, and I can read this off for you as well. I don't think anything's about to happen. Items. So Gore Drinker, do they actually have these? They do have them in alphabetical order. Oh, bandage coming in. Oh, and that's going to be a dead Arya. Everyone going in on that here. Heal provided by Perks. So clean dive onto Arya. Not really a lot for him to do there. And that's going to secure a kill over in the favor of C9. EF. Oh, yes, it's a mythic. So Gore Drinker, where is it? Passive Spite, gain. Oh, and here we have a fight here, top side here. DFM trying to make a play on here. Fudge is going to get stunned up here, but they're going to be able to knock him away. Facebreaker coming out, and the Haymaker is going to finish off Fudge. Oh, and Blabber's trying to fight this one out here, trying to run away, but this Wind Becomes Lightning is going to finish off Perks, and that's going to be a 2-for-1 here. Gang's the only one dead, but DFM play this out here. Gang just doing so much work. So much damage coming out of that Haymaker from Eevee. Fantastically. That's what we're talking about here with the CC, with the playmaking opportunities coming from set here. Facebreaker, Haymakers, and Showstoppers just allow so much to happen. Blabber looking for a connection here. Vulcan is available. Curse Stab Mummy. Binding's going to connect onto Steel here, and that's going to be a Shock Blast. And now, Eevee, I'm sorry, man. You've overstayed. You're welcome. That's going to be 2 over to Blabber. 3-0-1 on this Olaf. Blabber being set up to run this game down, to be able to run at anyone in Detonation Focus. He cannot stop him, and he will kill all of you. Sven, I don't think you want to be here, bud. Oh, he suspects it, gets the sidestep off, dodging the Hex Flash. Very good read, very good strut move. Good stuff, Mark. Really awesome. Just love it, love it. He knows the bush play is there. But over to the Gore Drinker. This is where there's going to be a really lot of bonus damage here once Blabber gets super low on it. They're going to be able to get so much done, but that huge amount of damage on that Haymaker across 3 members from Eevee just really flips the ability for that fight. And good moving Wind Becomes Lightning there. Kind of just like line that one up. They are able to get a turret plate or 2, but the counter kills just provide so much more for C9. Unfortunately, no kills going on to the Jace. 1 kill going on to Eevee. Would have really liked to at least get some of that onto the Jace just to provide him more split pushing pressure, more ability to take over this lane. He's got a good 20 CS lead over Eevee, but it's gonna probably have a hard time trying to take control of their Shockwave. Gonna come out and exhaust from Perks. I think he's just trying to shove this wave in, not really worried about the damage. He's gonna back anyway. Yeah, he's just gonna back off. So, fun thing to keep in mind here for Gore Drinker and a lot of the bonus elements of it. Everyone knows the active word, the AoE, that actually heals for 10% of your mixing health, plus 25% of the AD you have for each enemy hit. But also, there's the passive that's called Spike. Gain 0 to 15% based on missing health of your AD as bonus AD. And so, what actually ends up happening? And if you remember the passive for Olaf, his attack speed goes up quite rapidly, quite significantly. The lower he gets is where, at least especially in the early game jungle, a low health Olaf, while vulnerable, is also a rapid fire, rapid clearing jungler. So there is a part of this, there's an element to the Gore Drinker on Olaf that makes him exceptionally scary, because his attack speed is going to be going up as he's lower, and his damage is also going to be going up massively as well here. Fudge trying to actually walk his way out, but Blabber's going to walk straight through here. Vulcan's going to dodge it, and the Crystal Mummy is going to hit all 3, and now we're going to come over. Bullet time from Sven's going to get a full channel, and that is going to be a massive wipe by C9. 3 dead on the side of DFM, and they just get surrounded. They thought they were going to capture and collect Fudge, but he just finishes off the turret, walks past Arya. Sorry, don't care about your damage. I have a fight to catch over in the river. Gets over with the brush, and with the curse set Mummy into the bullet time, into the hammer down, and it is explosive topside here. C9 really taking over here. 2k gold lead for them, and now they've gotten the 3rd Drake. The pace that Blabber put into this game earlier on by getting that Cloud Drake before 7 minutes has now put them to where they could actually be getting a Shockwave. Perks gotta get caught out again here. Bubble is gonna miss here. Arya is gonna be able to probably finish this off. 1 more command attack, misses it. No more dissonance available. But yeah, C9 really have up the pace of this game here. It's not even 20 minutes into this game yet. Baron's not even up yet, and they could actually have Soul by the 21-minute mark. So this is actually really going to put a lot of pressure on the DFM to make some plays here. They're going to be able to collect the turret here, so get the first turret down for them here topside. So going to keep this game close. Again, you need to get more than like a 6k gold lead for it really to feel like the wallet is going to be making the difference here. So Fudge here, love this. He just ignores Arya, but they don't want it. The shockwave over the end, and Fudge is just, I'm going in here. Jumps over just to help finish off the rest of it. And the dot damage from the bullet time just runs through the rest of it, helps finish them off. Gets a kill onto Sven himself. He actually gets to finish up. So that looks good. That looks really good. Jack in the back. Love to see the man on deck supporting his team. And so looking at this across, 4 kills onto Blabber on his Olaf. He is unkilled so far. He's got a 7 contributions. He's been a part of every kill so far in this match. So Blabber on this Olaf, super scary. Big shutdown gold on him. He may be what DFM both fears and needs to kill as soon as possible. And a kill onto the Mumu. It's probably not exactly ideally where you want that to go, but didn't you focus me? 3 roaming around bot here, maybe trying to actually just grab some warding control. Not much else to really do there. And Fudge finally gets a kill in that last fight. It Perks without a kill so far, 0, 1, and 2. Trying to play playmaker and trying not to feed himself too much into Arya. Arya being able to get a lot of damage out. At some point he's going to catch Perks with these shockwaves, and it's just going to be lights out. And now we're going to have a shove mid here. I believe... Nope, I don't think there's a Herald up. I don't think there's going to be a Herald up. They got both... Yeah, I've seen able to get both Heralds, I believe. And that's going to be 2 turrets there for C9. And look at the CS differences we're going to see here. This is actually very massive in terms of XP as well as for the gold. Because right now it's only a 3,000 gold lead, but it's just a good tell of where the differences are being made here. It's a 30 CS difference for Fudge, doing his job, really getting that difference, is really gapping Eevee as best as he can. Blabber, a 40 CS lead, and the 4 kills really does help him, at least more damage, more items, you clear faster, you get to take over more of the map. Definitely, you know, compounding, snowballing elements to that. 20 CS down for Perks in the mid, not too bad here. CS is even on the bot side. But yeah, top side really doing its job here for C9. And Fudge is going to finish off another turret here. So that's going to be all 3 outer turrets done. Arya trying to split here top side, trying to get his team some point of pressure here. Perk's going to catch that wave top side. So yeah, this is going very much in Cloud9's favor. And we're not even at Baron yet. Yeah. Locket of the Iron Solari finished off there for Vulcan. Going to give his team a lot of AoE shields and should help him survive a little bit longer in these fights. One of the biggest issues I've actually seen with Amumu's, and I think that's where the kill has really helped him gap this, a lot of Amumu's I've been seeing, even as it's gotten later into the game, they just don't get enough gold, or they just misappropriate or misuse their gold, and they don't finish off their mythic to really try to get that Amumu enough tankiness to survive the match. And somewhere along the way, these supports just have not played with Amumu enough to understand just how squishy he is, or to at least play carefully. It's weird. Amumu feels as squishy as like an enchanter, but he's an engage. It's like a bad Rakan or something like that. Alright. Perks looking to poke out. Sleepy Trouble Bubble is going to connect onto Eevee. I don't think he's going to be able to capitalize on that too much. But C9 getting here early in the river, trying not to lose the mid prio. Oh, and Vulcan goes through here. He's going to get 2 for it. The bullet time's going to come out here. It's not going to kill anyone, but Gang's going to be super low here. Blabber's trying to chase him down here. Vulcan's been blowing up here. Eevee coming in here. Blabber's going to finish off, but Eevee's looking, trying to get the catch onto it. Oh, it looks like the Herald's going to get a charge onto it, but there's going to be so much happening everywhere else. Fudge is going to knock back Eevee. He's still alive here, but they're going to keep chasing them down here, and this fight is everywhere. Blabber and Perks trying to finish off Eevee, but Eevee just goes from left to right, and he's going to connect and control most of this fight. Steel still full health here, and Blabber, I think you're going to have a problem. Sleep is going to hit onto Arya, but Blabber is going to have to try to kite this one out here. There's no turret top side. They're heading up top here. 20 seconds till Fudge gets up here. Blabber's going to get spotted by Steel. He's going to go for the 1v1 fight here, but I don't think it's going to work out here. There's going to be more help, and Blabber is going to go down there. Good Gore Drinker proc, but cannot get the kill on anyone else. Perks just has to sit mid. Clears out the waves. 6-1 and 3 on this on Olaf here. Still really good damage here. Here comes the teleport from Fudge here. Still trying to get control of this, and oh my. It's a good engage. They're out of Vulcan to look for that play, but it just does not pay out. And the rest of the team not able to follow up. A good bullet time out of Sven, but it just doesn't kill anyone. It only gets ganged down low, and Blabber ends up overcommitting for it while the rest of the team gets counter-engaged. Oh, yeah. Heavy front to back, chases down Blabber, and just... I want to be able to see a replay of that just to see how much, what else happened, because my eyes were on Evie chasing Blabber, who was chasing Gang, and Gang died, but Evie kept chasing down Blabber and just would not let him get any more free value on that Olaf. Okay, so this is going to be the Bandage Flash engage here from Vulcan. This is not really a necessary engage here. It's getting really emphasized by, he just gets blown up here. Now Blabber gets down. This Herald kind of sits things really weirdly and puts a focus in it, and that's where the engage comes in. Flash away, but Olaf used as a point of damage, and Eevee just gets so much damage on from the Haymaker, brings Fudge down to nothing, and Sven is just going to get chased down here by Steel. Not much else to do. Yeah, Blabber and Perks just sitting in the mid lane. Just the fight just gets so disparate and separated, mostly by Eevee just taking Blabber and using Blabber as a point of engage and a point of damage to really divide the team. I'm going to build this wall from your body, sir. Gold lead still very minor, but in C9's favor. Good paddle star from Perks there. I'm going to put a little hurt there onto Utapon. Since then, it's just been back and forth, blow for blow. As soon as one team feels like they're getting a foothold on the game, the other team finds a way to claw back into it. Yep, so been very good from them here. Now, trying to actually get some pressure here top side. Sleepy Trouble Bubble, going to only hit minions, Battlestar as well. And Detonation Focus Me, making their way down here. Arya going to collect mid. Perks get tagged by the True Shot Barrage. But yeah, Arya kind of moving between mid and top, trying to keep these waves forward, trying to keep, or at least counter the wave pressure. So not really a lot to be able to be grabbed there by C9. Yeah. Yeah, that was not a necessary. Yeah, Mark's making a good highlight here. That forced ult that Vulcan pulled out right before that last major fight was not necessary. That was not what you wanted to see. They had control of the river. They had control to get their soul. I don't know why they really felt the need to go win that fight there, or just secure the dragon by winning the fight. Is a, it's a real concept, but I just did not think that was necessary there. There was much more vision control. There was much more of an ability to find the engage you want, instead of, if you're flash bandage tossing or bandage tossing into a flash, you're getting way too far ahead of the rest of your team. So I really think that it was just Sven and Vulcan on that page. Blabber eventually does come through. They get the kill on the Gang, but the rest of it just kind of fell apart. And big props over to Steel actually dropping the Herald, because that also just confused the crap. That's giving themselves a 6-man, and it's not gonna, fight the fight, but it is gonna get someone's attention, and that ends up being the most important thing you can end up really taking, is someone's attention. They can only look one place at a time. They can only focus on one thing at a time, truly. So that Herald probably doing way more value in a team fight than most people would expect. Alrighty, so Sterix Gauge, Gore Drinker for Blabber, Steel Caps, because, yeah, most of the damage on the side of DFM is physical damage. Just Arya for the magic damage on the Orianna. Let's see. Morellonomicon to prevent any of that excessive healing. Oh, and here comes the teleport. Sleepy Trouble Bubble is actually going to prevent Gang from being able to start this up here. Eevee's going to come in here. Vulcan's going to engage onto Eevee to try to slow him down here. Sleepy Trouble Bubble going out. And now Priority Teleport coming in from Fudge to join his team here, but this gives mid prio over to Detonation Focus Me. They don't even care for the fight. They're going to be able to go get this turret and even up the turret score and keep this gold very even. Vulcan looking for the engage here right now, but Eevee playing block. Perks and Blabber about to get engaged here. Blabber's going to have to probably use the Ragnarok to really stop himself from getting blown up here. But that's going to remove a lot of distances. Shield's going to come out from the Stairs Gauge. Bullet time across, but it's going to pretty go wide here. Now Detonation Focus Me are being surrounded, but that's exactly what they wanted. And now they're going to turn on and take out Perks and Blabber. And these team fights are messy from C9. They're going to be able to actually get... They're going to get the soul. They're going to get the soul. That's their consolation prize here, but the jungler is down. Blabber is dead here. This is going to be barren. This is going to be barren for Detonation Focus Me. There's not much that can be done here. Fudge, no teleport, is sitting in base. Zen is over by the wolves. And that might be... This is worth it, I'd say, for C9 for the permanent buff. The permanent damage buff. But it is going to... it's going to provide Detonation Focus Me to really get themselves going here. And Udapon going for a very interesting build here. Not going for the Frozen Heart there. So this is where they're trying to actually catch on to C9. But there's 3 here right side here. Blabber's got to get caught out here. Uses the stopwatch to go golden. Vulcan trying to get into the middle of it. It's going to get the Curse of Sad Mummy off. But the bullet time doesn't really hit anything here. Yeah. And then DFM just pick a side and collapse on that side of the fight. Tragic. Not what you want to see there. It's not too big of a gold deficit. It's only 2k. Only 2.5k right now. It's not the worst thing in the world. That's pretty much bridged, I would say, by the Infernal Drakes. But now they're going to actually be able to start securing a few more of these turrets for Detonation Focus Me. They've got the 2 mid turrets as well as the top side turret. They're going to be able to finally get this outer bot tier turret. And this is where we're going to start having problems. The tank shred on the side of C9 is not there. Eevee is at 2.5 items right now. He's getting pretty thick. Gang is going to be quite thick as well. Sleepy Trouble Bowl does not connect, but very good poke coming up from Perks to try to forestall this push. And they're going to try to connect on the Perks here. Eevee is available, and he's going to come on in here. Facebreaker is going to get him. He's going to showstop into it. And now Haymaker is available. He's going to go to sleep here. Perks is dead, and I'm not sure there's much else. Fudge trying to get some damage here, and Eevee is going to go down here. So that's going to be a good trade there. It's going to be a 1-for-1 mid laner for top lane. And this turret's going to be down. This Baron is starting to get stuffed here by C9, and a Shock Blast, huge Shock Blast out from Fudge is going to blow up Udapon. And I think C9 are still in business here.
And now looking for stragglers, but Detonation Focus Me go the long way back towards their base as they'll look to reset. Yeah, and that was a
fantastic sort of, very good idea to try to punish onto Perks there. But unfortunately, the rest of C9 is very ready and very able to actually counter the player. Perks dies in the end of it, but you've really stuffed the rest of this Detonation Focus Me. Look at that. The Baron power play is only netting them like 350. It's not even, it's a negligible Baron power play here. Like, the gold is 2k in Detonation Focus Me's favor, but that's not a really big deal right now. They still have, I would say, the advantage in comp. The late game damage coming out of Arya, out of Udapon, and the tankiness coming out of Eevee is going to really put a lot of pressure onto C9 to get their damage in the right places, get their damage in between this tanky front line of Steel, Gang, and Eevee to get to Arya and Udapon. And maybe the Infernal Drake's really going to help bridge that gap here. So Baron's going to... And that's going to be probably the worst Baron power play we've seen here at the tournament so far. So a little sad there for Detonation Focus Me. But they do have the agency. They do have a lot of the power in this game right now. Yeah. Good poke there out from Fudge. They've got to check these corners. They don't have anyone that can really face tank easily into this. The Amumu is only going to be really tanky when he's got the Aftershock going. It's not a very tanky character without the right items here, and he's barely even making 2,000 health. Sven's got more health than him. So it's a little unfortunate there. Wait, I want to be able to see the Leona because I feel like the Leona is also going to show herself to be like much tankier, even with very similar items. Yeah, Arya has just been. Arya's had so much solo lane time here, just pushing mid, pushing top lane earlier. He's just been able to actually get himself way further ahead. He's level 18. The game's almost over in a way for him. He's only 4 items deep. He still has an hourglass to finish off, it looks like. He's got the stopwatch. And here, okay, so Seralder's Grudge available for you. Is on Utapon. So actually not worried about the physical damage on the side of C9. Usually we've been seeing a Frozen Heart as the 3rd item, but he's trying to actually get that lethality and a bit of the slow elements to come out of Seralder's Grudge. And then also he's got himself a quick Silver Sash. So going into the Mercurial Scimitar next, C9 find the map movement here, and they're going to be able to catch this turret and get themselves a 4th turret, keeping the turret score even. And this gold is still tied up here even after the Baron. And I don't think DFM want to really take a fight just yet. I don't think there's many other power specs that they're really trying to worry about or aim for. I think they're just trying to find the fight that they want here. Still going to get scouted out by that Scryer's Bloom. Mid lane Prio given over by C9 for this play to get that turret. But Detonation Focus Me playing a little timid, not really willing to commit. I think they just want to provide time for EV to get that top turret tier 2 down. But yeah, C9, all they were about is Elder. EV is teleported in here. And now C9. This is it. This is actually where this whole game goes here. Infernal Drake on their side here. This Elder Drake is going to be massive for this fight here. Can they find a good poke there out onto the gang here? Vulcan's going to go in. Has yet to get the catch that money. He's going to get stunned up here. There comes the bullet time here. It's not going to bring it down. Eevee's going to blow him up. But Perks is not a part of this fight here. He's on the outside of the pit. And everyone's... Oh my gosh. That's 3 down the side of C9. They've given over the Elder Drake here. That setup for that fight was not there, and Detonation Focus would just walk in without too many concerns for the poke coming from Perks. Yeah. That is what just happened there. They had that. They had the whole thing, and now Baron's up. Elder Drake on 4 of the 5 members of DFM here. There's going to be there's no contesting this for C9. There's going to be second Baron for Detonation Focus Me. Oh boy. Oh boy. What happened, C9? That should not have gone that way. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be kited out. He's going to be slowed down. All right, so Perks is trying to get into the backside here for reasons, but Vulcan's just kind of left alone here. Bullet Time's going to come out here and put out a lot of damage here, but Eevee's going to be able to absorb so much damage with that Haymaker, and Fudge is just having to move away here. The front-to-back elements of this team, and oh my gosh, he gets finished off by the Dragon there, actually. But the front-to-back team fight from C9 is just not there. They needed more poke. They needed more time there, and DFM just does not give it to them. I don't know why Perks is trying to go behind that Dragon, to be honest. I thought they were maybe trying to surround them, but it feels like there was just 2 different plans there from C9, and it just really, really did not do them any favors. All right. Yep. Yep, and this will be huge, huge history making for the LJL, for the Japanese League of Legends scene. Yeah, they have been. Did not have a good show 2 years ago, but their showing here at this last MSI really set them up to be a contender on the world stage here, to be a minor region that has just cultivated the right talent, imported the right players, and they're ready to go here. They're ready to finish this off here. The bullet time's not going to do anything, barely even clears wave. I'm not sure about their out of Sven. That is not what you want. That is your team fight. Team fight winning ultimate, and I think that Perks and company are just out of options. Eevee's gonna go on in and set, not gonna lose it here. They just brute strike their way in. Elder Drake is gonna help them finish off all of this. Fudge trying to get it, but the Nexus is gonna go down, and C9 gonna have to go through the gauntlet, go through the rest of the round 2 of play-ins. to win it out here. DFM, though, major victory for them. They come through. They lose to C9 at the beginning of round 1 here, and by the end of it, they break the tiebreaker. They win this over C9, bringing in the set, which we have yet to see much more of, but it should be a much bigger favorite. And they just win it. They just run it over. So fantastic play here at a DFM, and we will see you guys tomorrow for round 2 of the play-in stage.